I'm Dan Twining, president of the International Republican Institute. So when America was founded, there were great debates about the power of the states versus the federal government and the influence of big states versus small states. I live in Virginia, which was one of the big states. 4 of the first 5 American presidents were Virginians. My parents live in Maryland, which was one of the small states. The Electoral College was created to protect the balance between the interests of big states and small states. So the framers were trying to make sure that the big states didn't have all the influence and that American politicians would have to speak to all Americans, not just those who live in big cities. So electors are distributed essentially by population. California, for instance, our most populous state, has 55 electors, with Wyoming, our least populous state, has only 3. So when you vote in an election, you are voting for electors. So in 2024, when I go to punch my presidential ticket, I will vote for either electors for President Biden or electors for President Trump. So we go in, we vote for electors. Those electors are duty-bound to then cast their votes for whoever they represent. So if a voter goes in and votes for President Biden's electors, those electors in turn will vote for President Biden when the Electoral College is counted. So the winner-take-all system means if in my state of Virginia, President Trump gets 55% and President Biden gets 45%, 100% of Virginia's delegates will go to the winner, President Trump. Maine and Nebraska have a different system. They have proportional representation in the Electoral College, which means if one of them has 10 electors, and 60% of its voters vote for President Biden and 40% of its voters vote for President Trump, that state will send 6 electors for President Biden and 4 for President Trump. So some people don't like the Electoral College because it's not a simple majority vote of the whole country. This system was designed for a reason. If you had an election premised on a simple majority vote from the whole country, American politicians would not need to care about much of the country. They would focus in entirely on our mega cities and mega states. In 2016, there was criticism of the Electoral College because Hillary Clinton won the popular vote but lost the Electoral College and Donald Trump became president. Here's the thing, Hillary Clinton only won 1 in 6 counties in the United States. So 5 in 6 counties in America voted for President Trump. The difference was she ran up large vote tallies in places like California and New York, big populous Democrat-leaning states, and she ran up big tallies in big cities, New York City, Los Angeles, Chicago. The Electoral College made sure that all of America was represented in that outcome. And because many Americans in many less populous states voted for President Trump, that influenced the Electoral College count. President Trump won. Your vote counts 100%. And part of the problem we have in the United States is a lot of people don't vote. And you just want to say, wow, this is like the most important decision you can make for your country. Everyone should vote. And by voting for an elector, you are voting for a president of the United States. That is our system, and we want everyone to participate fully. So it's in the Constitution. It's very difficult to change the Constitution. The American Constitution was designed to have a small r Republican form of democracy. We don't have a direct democracy, right? We don't directly elect all of our politicians. For presidents, we have the Electoral College. It's counted state by state. Our elections are conducted at the county level. We have thousands of counties. We have a US Senate which is a powerful body in the US Congress, in which every state gets 2 votes. So every state gets 2 senators. We have a House of Representatives, which is the more powerful body in the US Congress, in which members are allocated by proportion of population. So California has many more congressmen and congresswomen than Wyoming, right? This is the system we have. It's designed to balance states' rights with the power of the federal government, and it's designed to make sure all Americans have a strong voice in their country's democracy.